So you know that in last class we discussed what is the Dalton's atomic theory and what Dalton's atomic theory explains, like law of chemical combinations explained by Dalton's atomic theory, and what is the drawbacks of Dalton's atomic theory. So drawbacks of Dalton's atomic theory, totally how many points you learn, everybody? Drawbacks of Dalton's atomic theory. Yes, please.
Four.
Four different points. Of course, that points will be more clear in the coming modules and as well as in the next chapter. So, but you remember, if they will ask you what is the main postulates of Dalton's atomic theory, you should write that 7 points. The explanation of laws of chemical combination by Dalton's atomic theory, you should write the two. That is what law of conservation of mass and as well as law of law of constant proportion. You have to write it with a proper example. I have given you yesterday. Then drawbacks of Dalton's atomic theory, if they will ask you, you have to write that 4 points which you have studied. So now, in our today's class, we are going to study what an atom is exactly and how big are the atoms and what is the symbols of an atom elements and what is the Dalton symbols of an element and what presently what we are using, that symbols, that modern symbols of the elements. So let us study up to here at least. So if you have taken again, so please everybody keep reading again from the Daltons. So Daltons is the popular one and he is the first one who has been put a many postulates about, who has been describes the structure of atom at the first. So that's why we will study. So what is an atom? So please all of you keep reading what an atom is. So if you have noticed it here, what an atom is, according to again Mr. Dalton. So if you have taken according to Dalton also, who is the smallest particle of a matter? Everybody? Who is the smallest particle of any substance? All of you? Yes, please. Who is the smallest particle of any substance?
Atom.
Atom.
Atom is the smallest particle of.
Sir, it is divisible.
Yes. It is indivisible, he said, but later we have been found it is divisible. That is secondary. You understand, Mari? It is the smallest. Okay. But the truth is, still, if you notice it, atoms are the building blocks of all the matter. If there is no atom, no matter. If you take any kind of matter, first of all, what is matter? What is the definition of matter, everyone? Matter means what? Everyone? Which must have mass and having occupying what? Everybody?
Yes.
Occupying
Yes.
space. So if you take any kind of matter, definitely a matter is made up of only atoms. That is why we will say atoms are the building blocks of matter. If there is no atom, there is no matter at all. So no matter is existed without a atom. Do you understand all of it, what I'm saying? Clear? So some elements, if you notice it, if we have many elements, we'll write that point also and then we'll proceed. Right. Atoms are the building blocks of all the matters. Atoms are the atoms are the atoms are the building blocks of matter. Atoms are the building blocks of all the matter. So now, if you have taken, we all knows this If you notice it, in our surroundings, yesterday somebody told, till now, what is the known elements to the human? Anybody? What is the known elements to the humans? All of you?
Oxygen, nitrogen.
No, many around, till today, the humans, the known elements and the properties which is known to us is 118 elements. These many elements known to us. Okay. Now, this is the number of elements which is known by the humans till today. Now, my question is to you. Can you tell me what is the elements which you know generally?
Oxygen, nitrogen,
Yeah, of course. Oxygen, somebody said. Very good. Only oxygen.
nitrogen, carbon.
Carbon dioxide,
Okay. Nitrogen, carbon. Very good. Next.
Hydrogen.
Yeah, hydrogen.
sodium,
Sodium. Okay, sodium. Oh, it's enough. So can you tell me the symbols what you studied about this?
Oxygen, O, sir.
O,
Oxygen.
sodium Na,
Are you writing oxygen O or O2?
O2,
O2,
Nitrogen also O2. But carbon you will write what? C.
C.
Hydrogen you will write H2. Sodium you will write only Na. Am I right, everybody? Yes, all of you. So why I am
Yes,
telling
sir.
you this one is some elements, if you notice it. For example, if I take potassium, okay, so K I will write. Do you understand what I'm saying, everybody? So some elements, if you have noticed it, they are always found in a molecular form. So what do you mean by molecular form? Means more than one atom together. More than, yes please, more than one
atom.
atom together. That is what we used to call it as a what, everybody? More than one atom together, we used to call it as a what? All of you? Yes, please.
atom,
Molecule. Molecule means more than one atom together. That is what last chapter we studied, correct? So molecules are two types. What is the molecules are two types, everybody? Molecule of a element, or next one is a what? Molecule of a compound. If same atoms are together, it is a molecule of a element. If different atoms are together, that is what? Molecule of a compound. Suppose oxygen molecule is a molecule of an element or compound. Oxygen is a molecule, element or compound, everybody, element. H2O is the molecule of an what? H2O, the molecule of an what? Everybody. Molecule of an...
Sir, one doubt, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Molecular form means more than one atom
More than
together
one atom together. That is maybe
in
same
a,
atoms.
in an element.
Yes. No, not
In
in
an
a
element.
normally, if more than one atom together, that is what we used to call it as a molecule. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So if it is the same atoms, it is called it as a molecule of a element. If it is the different atoms, then it is a molecule of a compound. That's all it is. Do you understand, Mari?
Sir, yes, sir.
Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Then can we say say oxygen, nitrogen, hydrogen as
Yeah.
molecular
These
form?
all are molecules of an element. That's what I'm saying. So that is the smallest existing unit. Oxygen O2 is the smallest existing unit of oxygen molecule. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Yes, all of you. So please write that also. Some elements are found in molecular form. Some elements are found in molecular form. Some elements are found in molecular form, which is also made up of what? Everybody. Made up of atoms only. Clear, everybody? Which is made up of what? Atoms only. Do you understand that? Example. Oxygen is an element whose smallest existing unit,
Is 2.
smallest existing unit is oxygen molecule. What is that, everybody? O2. Oxygen molecule, which is made up of how many atoms, everybody? Agalya? Which is made up of how many atoms, everybody? 2
2.
oxygen atoms. That is what I want to say. Do you understand, everybody? Clear? All of you?
Yes.
Yes. Understand, Amma? So, therefore, why I am saying you this, you can see some elements may exist in a single atom itself, and some elements may be together also, and some may be more than that also. If I take, for example, sulfur, S8, 8 atoms are together. If I take phosphorus, P4, if I take ozone, O3, so these are also elements only, but more than one atom is together.
Sir, and out, sir.
Yes.
Are these are also their symbols?
Yeah, they are all elements. This is a sulfur
Yes,
element,
sir. Element
phosphorus.
symbol.
But basically we'll write sulfur symbol means yes. But 8 atoms of sulfur always together.
That is known as molecular form.
That is the smallest existing unit of sulfur.
Yes, sir.
You understand?
Yes, sir. But what is the actual symbol, sir?
Actual symbol is yes, we'll write, but basically, yes is a symbol, but basically that is what it is. Yes means, that's what you have to remember.
Yes, sir.
Clear?
Yes, sir.
8 atoms of sulfur together, Mari. That's what I can say. You understand, Mari?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Are you clear, everybody?
So what is that P4, sir? Is it phosphorus?
Which one?
P4.
Yeah, P4 is a phosphorus.
Yes, sir.
Are you clear, Amma? Everybody? Understanding? So from this, let us define the atom together, everybody. So we have been made it. Yeah, nitrogen also. Yes, nitrogen, another symbol is O2. No, girl, nitrogen is N2, girl. Oxygen is O2. Clear?
No, sir.
Yes. Write the definition now. So what is an atom? Right. The smallest particle of any element. The smallest particle of any element. Maybe it is existed individually or in what? Everybody. Or in what? Groups also. What do you mean by groups? Call it as, everyone. What do you mean by groups? Call it as?
Molecular form.
Molecules. Groups is call it as a what?
Molecule.
Molecules. Are you clear, everyone? Yes, please.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Sir.
Any doubt you can ask. Okay. Princey, Sam, Prudvi, that is what. Write it. So the smallest particle of an element, atom, definition. The smallest particle of any element which may exist individually or in groups. What is that groups call it as, Alfin? That groups call it as what? Molecules. And takes part in chemical reaction. Takes part in chemical reaction. So as I said, reaction shortcut is RNTM. That's. Is it my screen is visible, everybody? Yes, please.
Yes, sir.
No, it
Visible.
is, sir.
Yeah, I have written. Just check it. Lingesh,
So,
understand? Yeah, ask me.
for the definition of molecular form can be also be the smallest existing unit, no,
Yes,
sir?
that's what I'm saying. The molecular formula, the molecule, some elements may existed individually, Umari. Some elements may existed always as a molecule. So that is the smallest unit of
Yes,
an
sir.
atom. Yeah.
About molecular form, sir. What about the molecular form?
Molecular form, that's what more than one atom is existed, then that is what we used to say molecule. Molecular formula is different. So if I say suppose oxygen molecular formula is O2. Oxygen symbol is O, oxygen molecular formula is O2. Hydrogen symbol is H, hydrogen molecular formula is H2. Sodium symbol is Na, sodium molecular formula is also Na only. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
That is clear.
Yes, sir. Sir,
Everybody?
can we say it as the smallest existing unit?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It may be existed individual. It is maybe existed individually. That's what I clearly am mentioning here. Or in a groups. Both are called it as a atom only. But these atoms are
Yes.
maybe some elements they will exist individually, and some elements they will exist as a groups. That groups are called it as a molecules. That's all.
Yes, sir.
Yes. But if these molecules, different atoms or groups, that is called it as a compound. Are you
Yes, sir.
clear? Same atoms, molecule of an element. Different atoms, molecule of an compound. Clear? That's all.
Yes, sir.
Okay, everybody? That is what. So now, so remember, most of the chemical reactions occurs. The reason behind the chemical reactions, what will happen? So, due to the action of the atoms and the rearrangement of the atoms, that is the reason what chemical reactions occurs. Write it, everybody. Most of the chemical reactions occur due to the action of the atoms or rearrangement of atoms. Means the position of the atoms will change. That is what is the cause of chemical reactions. So some elements existed in always. You remember, keep it in mind, individually itself they will be present, and some elements they will present in groups, and some elements they will present in gaseous state, some elements present in solid state, some elements present in what state? Liquid state. Do you understand, everybody? And some elements will involve in the chemical reactions, and some elements will never involve in the chemical reactions. So you already studied some of the examples. Some gases will never involve in the chemical reactions. Of course, why they're not involved? What makes them to not participate in the chemical reactions? That is all we'll discuss in the coming classes. So there is a gases who is not at all involving in the chemical reaction. We used to call it as a inert gases, or we used to say noble gases. So that, as I said, how many compounds are, how many known elements to the human being till today, everybody? How many known elements? 118. In this, all are involving in the chemical reaction? No. Do you understand it? It is not all involving. Yes, Lingesh, you're having a question. Rearrangement of atoms causes physical change in that matter. Of course, Lingesh. Yes, physical changes also causes and chemical changes also causes. Understand, Lingesh?
Yes, sir. How is it chemical changing?
Chemical
Changing
change. Yeah, I will say you the examples also. Like in carbon and its compounds, Lingesh, based upon the position of the atoms, the molecular formula and the entire chemical formula, chemical properties of atom will change. Do you understand, Lingesh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, that's all it is. So the position of bonding is very important, Lingesh. Nothing else is there. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Clear? So all 118 elements is not involving in the chemical reaction. There is a gases which will not even participate in any chemical reaction. That is called it as a inert gases or noble gases. So why they are not involving? That is all we'll discuss later. That is not a problem. Do you understand, everybody? And one more thing, majority of the elements, atoms exist in combined state. This is the most important thing I want to say. What is that? Majority of elements, atoms exit in combined state. Means they exist in what state? Molecular form or atoms form, everybody. They are existed in molecular form. Combined state. Combined state means what? They are existed in the form of what? Molecules.
More than one.
Molecule only we used to say molecular state. Clear? Understand, everybody? Yes, please respond.
Sir, is that atoms exist?
Yes, exist.
They have written exists.
Yeah, sorry. Exist. EXIST. Okay, Mari? Yes is missing. Okay. Clear? All of you? Understand, Amma?
Yes, sir.
Now, once again,
Yes,
I'm
sir.
saying, same kind of atoms combined together, they will form a what? Molecule of an element. And different atoms combined together, they will form a what? Molecule of an compound. So, please note that it's very important. And that's why we can
Sir,
say,
any example for this?
I will give you, write it. When same kind of atoms combine together, write it all of you. When, see, every point I'm stressing this much time because you all need to understand the importance. That is the reason we're saying. Every point is having a greater importance. So you should understand it and do it. Okay. So everything is important in chemistry. Basically, chemistry, there is nothing which is not important. Every point having a value, in somewhere it will be useful for you always. Okay. Right. When same kind of atoms combine together, same kind of atoms combine together, please take the notes, combine together, they form the molecule of the element and when different atoms combine together, they form molecule of a compound. Molecule of compounds. Clear? All of you understand, Amma? Understand? So that's why I can say from both, I can say you, what is molecule? Write it. A molecule is a well arranged cluster of same atoms, or maybe what, guys? Same or
Different atoms.
different atoms. That's all.
Sir, if it is same atoms, it is known as
Element.
elements.
If it is different atoms, it is molecule.
compound.
Clear?
Yes.
Everybody, anything doubt, please let me know. All of you? Understand, Amma? Examples you can take. Molecules of elements. Molecules of elements. What is the example? O2, N2, P4, S8. These all are molecules of an element.
So one doubt, sir.
Yes.
Can you please give an example for the atoms exist in combined state?
Yes, I am giving. Molecules of a
Mhm.
compounds. Molecules of a compounds. You can take any compounds, Mari. What you know? Ammonia, NH3, HCl, hydrochloric acid, CH4, methane, anything you can take. Everything is same.
You have given majority of elements,
Yes.
atoms exist in combined state.
Yeah, basically. But the symbols will write it as a normal. For example, no iron atom will exist single atom. Millions of atoms will be together. That's why we are taking as a Fe as iron symbol. Do you understand? Yes?
So it's a same type of atoms.
Yes, yes, same type of atoms. But the problem is, here we won't take it as a millions of atoms together. That's why we will represent as a single. Single itself is the thing. Understand? Huh?
Yes,
Suppose
sir.
if you take sodium, millions of atoms is existed together. That's why we'll take it as a single. But oxygen, only 2 atoms together. That's why we'll write O2. Do you understand, Mari?
Yes, sir.
Are you clear? Everybody? Yes, please.
Sir, you have said that combined state means molecular form.
Yes. But the
The
problem is here, listen, here more atoms are together. That's why we are just taking as a one single name it is. You understand? The symbol
sir.
itself is that. But here only 2 atoms. That's why we're specifically specifying O2. Okay. And one more thing, most of the gases, they are in combined state. Clear, Mari? They cannot be
Yes.
existed in this. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. Understand, guys? Everybody?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Anything doubt, please let me know. Okay, wa? All of you?
So can you please down the screen?
Yes. Right. Clear, everybody?
Yes, sir.
Anything doubt you can ask. Okay, guys. So this is what about what an atom exactly it is. Now we are going to discuss, all of you, how big are these atoms? That's what. For example, how many everybody, you just keep a full stop, small full stop. Full stop means what? This is what we used to call full stop. I put full stop. If I put a full stop with your pen, just put a full stop in the screen or what, your notebook. Do you think how many atoms are existed in that? All of you?
Millions of atoms.
Yes. Do you know, just if you put a normal average full stop, it will be contains around 125 million atoms. Imagine that. Then if you take a matter, how much big it is? Do you understand, everybody? Exact thing. If you take any matter, how much it is? Are you clear what I'm saying, everyone? If we just put a small full stop, approximately 125 million atoms are present in a one small full stop. Clear, everyone? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Next concept, how big are the atoms? How big are the atoms? Okay, so right. So we all know what is the smallest unit of matter, everybody? What is the smallest unit of matter? I'm asking you.
Atom.
Atoms. And one more thing, can you read the definition of atoms, everybody? Once again, I want.
The smallest particle of any element which may exist individually or in groups
That is.
and
So,
takes part
all the people will say atoms means smallest units of matter, but it is not the complete definition. So what is the definition complete? Atom is the smallest unit of the matter that may or may not exist. May or may not exist what? Free. Do you understand it? And you can see the subatomic particles, if you notice it, of course, later it have been found. So atom contains 3 subatomic particles. Every atom contains 3 subatomic particles. That is what we used to call it as a protons. We used to call it as a neutrons. And we used to call it as a what, everybody? Electrons. Of course, what is the positions and all structure of atoms? Next chapter we'll study that. So these are called as a subatomic particles. See, more than this, nobody can. This much I am saying you because you have to learn. So subatomic particles we used to call it as a. So these particles cannot exist independently. Please remember, suppose if I take only protons separately, they cannot exist. If I take neutrons alone separately, cannot exist. Electrons alone separately cannot exist. They will exist only inside the atom. So atoms are the extremely minute particles which cannot be seen with our powerful microscopes. We cannot see even the microscopes of our lab or whatever it is.
the electron microscope.
Yes, electron microscopes. That is what visibility of atoms. So nowadays we have electron microscopes also. You never get powerful one. You have to use a STEM technology to see the atoms of any element or compound or a molecule. So STEM, call it as a scanning tunneling electron microscope. So with the help of this, it's the advanced. Even our powerful microscopes cannot show you this. Do you understand it? And Lingesh is asking questions, sir. Proportions of number of electrons, protons, and neutrons are constant or changeable. It will be changes. Something. Protons and neutrons will never change, Lingesh, but electrons will involve in the chemical reaction and they will change it. It will for the time being, you will learn that. Don't worry. Clear? Shivani, you are now only joining. This is very bad, Shivani. I'm not all seeing sincerity nowadays. Okay. So now, presently we have visibility of atom. Basically, they are very, very minute. We cannot see with our normal microscopes, powerful microscopes, or with our naked eye. But we can use a technology, STEM technology, to study the highly sophisticated form of microscope, extremely finest microscopes. That is what scanning, tunneling microscopes, electron microscopes. So these are the microscopes where we can see, we can take the photographs of the atoms, and by magnifying them, we can see the individual atoms of any matter in this world. Do you understand, all of you? Please respond. So if you have taken, imagine how small these or by the point, if you take it, like imagine like arrangement of atoms, if you have taken anything like if you take a silicon, or if you take a graphite, or if you take anything, you can see a small edge, smallest edge of one pencil of your pencil lid will contains billions of atoms. So if you have taken, how many of you know safety pin தெரியுமா? Safety pin மாதிரி சூது, அது என்ன பின்னரா? We can say குண்டு பின்னையா? Tamil என்ன will say?
Gundusi.
That will for flag and all will put correct. What